Hello everyone, Courtney here from How to Loom Your Dragon. Welcome to my tutorial for Peril from the Wings of Fire series. Now before we begin, as you can see, my workspace is now different because I was married a couple weeks ago. That's why I've been so busy and haven't been able to upload videos. But you can tell I'm filming on a new table. The angle or the distance from the loom to the camera is greater because I have a bigger laundry basket, so the computer is leaning up higher. But hopefully that will be an advantage and not a disadvantage for the tutorial. Also, you will be needing 2 looms for this project. I'm using 1 loom for this portion of the video, and then we will be using 2 looms for the wings, otherwise it takes absolutely forever to make the wings with only 1 loom, so we will be using 2 for the wings because her wings are larger than the other dragons. Okay, check the description for the band count. Of course, you can always change the colors around. Some of the bands I'm using are limited edition, or the newer types of bands. So I'll be using some Peril bands, some dual color bands, but you can always change that around. Okay? And, you know, I was actually following my own tutorial on Glory as I was designing some of the other dragons' wings. I was following my tutorial on Glory to design this dragon's legs. And I had a really hard time following my own tutorial, so I'm going to really try to do a good job on this tutorial and go nice and slow. So it's very hard for me to go slow, but I will try. So those of you who actually are able to follow my videos, like, you are pretty good because I couldn't even follow my own video. I was like mad at myself for going so fast. But yes, I'm going to try to go slow and take my time in this video. Okay. So yeah, welcome back. If you've stayed subscribed to my channel, I really appreciate it. Let's start with Peril now. We're going to start with the head. Okay. And so here we have our loom. I'm going to change it to the offset. Okay, so we have it like this. Alright, and I'm going to tell you what you're going to have to do here. Alright. So, her main color is red. Okay, so I have my red bands here. I'm also using I think it's like a dual fire red, like the inside layer is red and the outside layer is like a shiny orange. Okay, I'm using black and I'm using the cocoa brown. If you have burgundy instead of cocoa, burgundy will look better, okay? But I do not have burgundy and I didn't order it, so I have cocoa here. Also, I'm using like a metallic green for her eyes, okay? But you can use whatever color you want. You could use a regular green, doesn't matter. Alright, so let's begin. I'm going to try to take my time and do a good job here. So we're going to start with the forehead. I'm going to start with my main color, which is red, and I'm going to take 2 bands. Same thing again. And again. Alright, I'm going to continue that over here. Go ahead and actually, you know what, we're going to make the eyes here, so take that off. Okay, so we have 2, 2, 2, 2, and 2 there. Alright, so I'm going to make her eyebrows. Okay, I'm going to use the fire red. You don't have to though, you can use whatever color you want. Okay, I'm going to take 1 band onto my hook and I'm going to wrap it around so it creates 5 loops on the hook. 3, 4, 5. Okay, I'm going to push that down and I'm going to do that 2 more times. Oops, the wrong color got in there. That was not the right red. Okay, so I have 3 bands wrapped around 5 times. Now I'm going to take the same color and I'm going to double loop it. Put that on my hook and I'm going to pull the other 3 bands onto it in order. Okay, we're gonna pull that down on our hook, and what you can do here is you can either stick like a pencil or another hook through this loop here, or you can use your finger to hold it. I'm just gonna use my finger, but you can use a hook or a pencil to hold it. I'm gonna take my eye color, which like I said is that metallic green, and I'm gonna wrap it around, creating 4 loops. 3, 4. Try not to twist the band around too much. It will twist some, but try not to twist it too much. And then we're gonna take the black for the pupil, and we're gonna wrap that around 4 times. We're creating 4 loops. Okay, so the black created 4 loops, the green created 4 loops, and now I'm taking 2 loops of the green onto the other side of the black. Okay. And then I'm going to put these loops here from the other end of the eyebrow around like that. So I have my eye on the hook. Now I'm going to take 2 regular red bands, put them on my hook, and then pull in order the eye bands over onto that red band. So they're all on the 2 red bands. I'm going to wrap the 2 ends of the red bands onto these 2 pegs, and you can turn the eye so the eyebrow is at the top. Okay, let's make another eye. So we're going to do the exact same thing. The fire red wrapped around, creating 5 loops, and again, and again. We're going to double loop the fire red. Pull them on. Okay, push down on the hook, use your finger or a pencil to go through the loops. Take your eye color, wrap around, creating 4 loops. Take a black, wrap around, creating 4 loops. 2 loops of the green over onto the other side of the black. And then re-grab those red loops onto the other side. There's our second eye. Again, we'll take 2 red bands and pull them onto, in order, all the bands onto those 2 red bands. Two ends go around those 2 pegs like that. Okay. And then we'll take 2 red bands here and 2 here. And then I'm going to take 1 more and I'm going to cap off right here by wrapping it around, creating 4 loops on the peg. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Now I'm going to double loop a red, make a triangle like that, and I'm going to do that 1 more time. Like that. Okay, so now I'm going to take my hook, I'm going to go into this peg. You've got to go under that cap band. Okay, you're going to grab the top 2 bands, which are these 2 diagonals, loop them back over the peg, loop the eye band. You just want to kind of make sure that the eye, before you loop that, make sure the eye is facing the right direction, like that. So we can loop it so that the eyebrow is facing outward there. Let's do that on the other side too. These 2, dig down all the way to the bottom and grab the 2 vertical bands, loop them up. Okay, I'm going to loop up these bottom 2 up the middle. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a cocoa, or burgundy if you have burgundy, wrap it around your hook, creating 4 loops, and we'll grab the next 2 bands, and as we loop them, we're going to pull that cocoa band onto them. that. And I'm going to do it again. So another cocoa band wrapped around, creating 4 loops right here. Pull it onto those 2 bands and wrap the ends around the peg. Alright, so now we're going to make her horns. Okay, so I'm going to make her horns like black at the tip, and then they're going to fade to brown. Okay, you can make them a single color if you want, that's fine. I'm going to take black, wrap it around, creating 5 loops. Double loop of black, put that onto your hook and pull that cap band on. Okay, push down and reclaim the other end on your hook. Double loop a second band, put that on your hook and add that to the chain. Another 3. Okay, we're going to do 1 more double looped. Now we're going to take 3 blacks. Pull that, add that to the chain. Then we're going to take 2 blacks and a brown. Then we'll take 1 black and 2 browns. Then we'll take 3 browns, like so. And if you want to make your horn a little bit longer, you could use 3 more browns on there. You want. Okay, and then you want to take 3, whatever color your head is here, you want to take 3 of those and add that. Okay, so what I'm going to do here is with that on my hook, I'm going to loop up these final 2 bands, and as I loop them up, I'm going to pull the horn onto the band like that. Alright, we gotta make a second horn. Same thing. A black band wrapped around, creating 5 loops. Then we're gonna add 4 double looped black onto our chain. There's 1. Here's 2. Here's 3. Here's 4. Okay. Again, we're going to take 3 black now. Pull those on. Then we'll take 2 black and a brown. Then 2 brown and 1 black. Then 3 brown. And 3 brown one more time. And 3 of the head color, which is red. Okay. Attach that onto this peg. Alright, so it looks like this. Okay. I'm going to tie off our ends. Now when we tie off, it doesn't matter what color we use because we'll always be taking the bands off later. I'm going to use a nice bright yellow. Okay, so I'm going to go into this last peg here, pull a band through all the way, grab the other end onto my hook, and pull the first end through the second end and pull. Okay, this will make a slip knot, which will keep the bands together, Lord willing. And then we will use our hook from the bottom to gently lift off. Now it's going to look weird, it's going to look strange because this is only the forehead. Okay, the eyes are going to look very strange on the head. Do not worry, after the next part it will look fine. So it looks funky like this, and it's exactly the way we want it. Okay, let's work on the bottom part of the top of the head. By the way, you might hear my dog walking around. Okay, so I'm going to take 2 red, all the way, or almost all the way down. Okay, so I'm going to go down 6 more times. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, okay. 2 bands at a time. I could have locked her upstairs, my dog, but that sounded mean, so she's down here. This last one we're gonna double loop. Shh, it's okay. What are you whining about? Don't whine, you're fine. Alright, for the sides, I'm also going to do the fire red. Okay, so 2 here. 2 here. 2 here. And 2 here. I think she misses her daddy. Miss your daddy, Pumpkin? Same thing on this side. Right, then we're going to double loop the fire red. Up to there. We'll do the same thing on the other side. Now we'll take the regular red, double loop that. Like that. Okay, now we're going to do the tip of the snout. So I'm going to take a red, regular red, wrap it around my hook, creating 5 loops. And then I'm going to do a double looped red onto the hook. Pull that on and reclaim. So it's the beginning of a chain. And we'll wrap that right around the bottom peg there. Let's do the nostrils now. So I'm going to take the pink. It would be good to do pink here, but unfortunately I left mine upstairs and I don't feel like going up to get it. So I'm just going to do black, though pink would look better. Wrap around, creating 4 loops. And another. And then we're going to double loop a red. And pull the 2 nostrils on. I'm going to wrap the 2 ends of the double loop band around that peg and this peg here. Spread the nostrils apart. Go in the middle and go around that peg there. Okay. We're going to take another double looped red. Make a triangle there. Another one there. And another one here. And then we're going to take 2 at a time here. So 2 there. 2 there. And 2 here. Okay. So now I'm going to make the ears. And all I'm doing is just a double looped chain So wrap a red band around, creating 5 loops, or whatever color you want the ears to be. Then we're going to add 3 double looped bands as a chain onto it. So here's the first one. Reclaim. Double loop, here's the second. And here is the third. And this I'm going to just attach right onto here. And I'm going to do that on the other side as well. And this is going to go around this peg here. Alright. Okay, so now we're going to dig under this end piece here. And we're going to grab the first 2 diagonal double looped bands, loop them over, and then we'll grab the next set in line, oops, which is the fire red, for me at least. And we're actually going to go all the way up to this peg, the third peg from the top. Okay, let's do the same thing on the other side. Okay, up to there and there. Alright, now we're going to go up the middle. And we're going to go up to this peg, so one more here. Okay, so that is the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5th peg from the top in the middle. Okay, we're going to take our forehead piece. Okay, what we're going to do is we're going to hold it like this so the horns are down. You're going to find that cap band here and you're going to go to the first set below it. Okay, so cap band, then right in the middle of the first set, you're going to go through it. Okay, right through it like that. I'm going to loop this next set right here. As I loop it, I'm going to pull it through the forehead. It's a little tricky. Just like that. Then I'm going to loop up the next 2 bands, or the next 2 sets, like that. Alright, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to flip the forehead like this, so the horns are now on top. I'm going to kind of turn it and I'm going to look at the end row here, and I'm going to count back just 2 sets. So here's the last set that's tied off with the yellow band, and then the set with the eye on it. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the bottom 2 bands of the eye set. Okay, the whole set you'd be grabbing the top 2, which is way up here, but we just want to take those 2 outside loops at the bottom. Okay, see that hopefully. And we're going to wrap them around this peg. And then we're going to loop up. Alright, same thing on the other side. So skip the final set with the yellow band, and we want to grab the bottom outer loops of the eye band, wrap them around the peg, loop up. Okay, so your eyes should look pretty even here. If they're crooked, then you probably did something wrong. Okay. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to attach the red bands at the back of the forehead to these 3 pegs. Okay, so I'm going to do this side first. So I'm going to go through the 4 loops. I'm going to follow that yellow band through those 4 loops. Okay, and you'll know if you did it right if you take off the yellow band and the loops are on your hook. I'm going to wrap those around that peg there, and then I'm going to loop up these final 2 fire red bands. Go around the set in the middle and wrap those. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to add another brown band to here. So I'm going to take a brown band, make 4 loops on my hook with it. And as I loop these 2 bands, I'm going to pull that onto it like that. And the final set on the side here. It's okay if you leave the yellow bands attached, because you can always take them off after, but you want to make sure you're looping all 4 of the red band, or all 4 loops of the red around the peg. And then loop up the final set there. Okay, I'm going to tie off with a different color than yellow so I don't get confused. So I'm just going to do black here. Doesn't matter what color. Alright, and now I'm going to go from the bottom and lift off. And what it's going to be stuck up, so you want to put your finger underneath and push up where the nostrils are. And that should make the mouth face the right direction. Okay. I'm going to take off the yellow tying bands because I have the black ones now, which override the yellow ones. Okay. So there is the top of my head. And now the eyes, if you want, you can always push them in into the forehead a little bit. You want to. Okay. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you how to make the horns bend the correct way, because our horns are not straight, they're actually curved a little bit, so I'm going to show you how to do that. So we want them to kind of face backwards. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through the red loops and I'm going to tug the horns straight back. Same thing here. And then what they do is they bend down and up. So I'm going to go through maybe this set here, and I'm going to tug them again backward. Same thing here. Okay, so now they're curving downward. And then at the ends they curve back up a little bit. So I'm going to go maybe toward the end and just pull them back toward myself. So literally you're just sticking your hook in where you want the bend to start, and then you're pulling the horn in the direction you want it to go. That's all. Okay, so there are her horns bending back. Now we're not going to do the bottom jaw till we do the stomach, so that's going to come at the very end, because we're going to attach the bottom jaw and the neck to everything else at the end. Okay, so we are done with the forehead. And next we're going to be doing her legs. Okay. So I'm going to be making one of each leg with you, so one front leg and one back leg. And then you're going to have to repeat the video and do the second one on each side. But you want to keep in mind that you want to make the second one symmetrical to the first one. Okay, it's very important. So if you don't know what that means, look it up. Symmetry. Okay. All right. So we'll start with the front leg. And we'll start with the calf muscle. So I'm going to use the regular red, I'm going to use the fire red, and I'm also going to use this color, which is called yellow pink. I don't know why it's called yellow pink, because it is not yellow pink at all. It is an orange band, like a shiny pearl orange, like a dual layered. And it might end up looking like this. I think I have a different dye batch than the actual color, but pearl, neon, pink, and yellow you could use too. That's what this is. This one's a little more neon though. So pink and yellow, both of them are called pink and yellow. I don't know why. Anyway, it's like a shiny orange. Okay. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the red. So this is actually the same thing as Glory's legs. It's the same exact thing, except the foot's a little different. Take off the middle row, and we're going to make a rectangle shape instead of the offsets. Okay. Take the red. These are all double looped right now. Now I'm going to double loop the fire red, same color I was using in the head before. And the fire red again, double looped to here. Okay, so these were all regular red, and then the rest here were fire red. I'm going to use the regular red to do my horizontals. These are also all double looped. She misses her daddy. Her daddy went to work. Okay, push the peg down. Wrap a regular red band around, creating 4 loops. Okay. Now as we loop up, we're going to be adding some of these, the shiny orange bands on as like little stripes on the leg. So just stay with me here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take one and I'm going to wrap around my hook, creating 3 loops. Dig down past the cap band, grab the first double looped set, and pull those 3 bands onto it, like that. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through those 3 bands in the other direction, go back down under the cap band and grab the other set of double loop bands. And so what I did was I just pulled, as I looped those bands, I pulled them through the orange bands as well. Next I can go in here and grab the top 2 bands and pull those. Okay. Now we're going to do the same thing with the orange. So wrap around, creating 3 loops. Pull up. Same thing, go through, back through them as we loop up these 2. Can be a little tricky. Okay, do it again. What is wrong? You want Mama to play with you instead of Loom? Alright, we'll tie off our calf muscle here. And we will lift this off. So we have a tiny little muscle here. Okay. Looks kind of random, but that's okay. Oops, I realized I should have attached another. It's fine. Okay. Just kidding. Alright. So, what we're going to do now is the bottom part of that. The bottom of the front leg. So, again, it's all double looped. I'm starting with the regular red. We're going to go down 5 times here. So there's 3, here's 4, here's 5, and now I'm going to do the fire red. Okay, again, we will double loop our regular red for our horizontals. Okay, now we're going to make a foot. Okay, so we'll start with the thumb. Take a black band for the claw, whatever your claw color is. I'm going to use black. Going to wrap it around your hook, creating 5 loops. Then we'll double loop a band. Pull that cap band onto the double looped and reclaim it. Then for your foot color, I'm going to use the brown. Again, if you have burgundy, that would be better. Double loop it. Pull it on. And another one double looped. Pull on. Okay, this is the thumb. We're going to push that down. Right now we're going to make the pointer finger. Okay. It's the same thing as the thumb. Okay. It's the same thing. Alright, thumb and pointer finger. Now we're going to do the middle finger, which is one, it's the same as the other two, but you're going to add one more brown band, so it'll be a little bit longer. So we'll add 3 of the, okay, push that down. Okay, sorry if you kind of push it into the fat part of the hook, that's okay. We're going to make another one the same size as the one we just did. Okay, push down. We're going to make one more, the pinky, which is going to be the same as the thumb and the first finger, and the pointer finger. Alright, so we have 5 fingers. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to double loop a brown band. And I'm going to pull the first 4 bands onto it. 1, 2, 3, 4. Push down on your hook. You can stick your finger through this end or put a pencil through it. We'll take 3 brown bands and wrap them around, creating 3 loops. 1, 2, 3. Reclaim the bands on the other side. Okay. And now we're going to take 3 more bands, so 3 more browns. You're going to pull all those onto those 3 browns, except for the thumb. We're leaving the thumb on the hook. Like that, and reclaim. And now what we're going to do is we're going to take 3 more brown bands and we're going to pull everything onto it. So that paw and then the thumb. Okay, and this foot is going to go, you want the thumb to be facing down. It's going to wrap around this peg here, like that. Now we're going to attach the muscle piece as we loop the bands. So I'm going to turn the muscle piece upside down so the stripes are facing down, and you're going to go through the cap band. And I'm going to wrap the cap band around the same peg that the foot is on. Now this part can be tricky because we can break bands here, but try not to. So we're going to dig down to grab the fire red diagonals. Okay, and then we're going to dig down and grab the regular red verticals all the way down there. Alright, now what we're going to do is we're going to take this muscle piece and we're going to lift it like that. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to find on that muscle piece the first set of the fire red after the cap band. The cap band's wrapped around these 2 sets. First set of the fire red, I'm going to grab the outer 2 loops at the bottom of the set, like the 2 corner loops, pretty much. And with those, I'm going to flip the muscle back the correct way, and I'm going to wrap those 2 bands around this, this peg here. Okay, and after I do that, I'm going to loop up these 2 diagonals, and then I can go up twice here. So now I'm going to wrap the first set of the regular red of the muscle, the corner set, around this peg. So we're going to find those 2 corner loops, make the muscle face the right way, wrap them around, loop up. Okay. What I'm going to do here is I'm going to release the foot, so I'm going to go down here and I'm going to lift up just that section. This will keep the bands from getting too stretched out. Now, around this set, I'm going to wrap the next set of the red on here. So I wrapped this set around. Now I'm going to go to the next one in line, the corner set, and wrap around this peg. And loop up. Same thing on the other side with the fire red. So find the next corner loops, the next fire red set on the muscle, wrap around, loop up the diagonal. Then I'm going to gently release the next set from the bottom. Gently, gently. Okay. Alright, let's wrap the next set around here. So we're going in order pretty much. And the next set of this around here. Loop up. Okay, release the next row. And then what we're going to do is we're going to wrap the 2 loose ends around these 2 pegs. So the fire red set, all 4 loops go around this peg, then loop up, and same thing with the other set. There we go. And I'm going to tie off with a different color. Again, I'll use black here. So here is the bottom half of the front leg. Okay. So we have to do the top half now. Again, we're going to do a muscle. We're going to start with the muscle. Okay. So now I'm going to take 2 red. Here, double loop a red, double loop again, double loop again, and now I'm going to take another, I'm going to take 2 red. And 2 red here, 2 here, 2 here, double loop 1 right there, and now I'm going to double loop the fire red. Down this side. And we'll take a regular red and double loop it and bring it across. So all these bands are double looped except for the ones going straight down in the middle. Alright, and what I'm going to do here is I'm going to take a regular red, wrap around here, creating 4 loops. Okay, that band right there. And then we'll take our reds, double loop them, and create our horizontal bands. Whoops. Okay. So now we're going to loop these, and again we're going to be attaching those little stripe pieces on. Okay, so first I'm going to dig down past the cap band and loop over. Then I'm going to loop all the way up the fire red column. I'm going to take the pearly orange color that I used for the stripes in the first part of the leg, wrap it around creating your 3 loops. Whoops, okay, that's okay. That happens, I'll show you how to fix it. Pull the orange bands on and loop around. Now if that comes off there, you want to make sure you go back like that and wrap the loops back around. Now I'm going to go through the 3 loops, going back down, and pull those 2 red bands through them as you loop. Okay, perfect. And this should actually look like that, but it doesn't really matter at this point. Another orange band wrapped 3 loops. It's actually easier to do this one first, the double looped first, and pull them onto this one. Okay, then again go back through those orange loops and loop up. Okay. We'll do it again. And once more. Now this one we have to do these two first. Okay, and then dig down and attach those to them. Alright, take 2 bands of any color to tie slip knots here. And we will lift off this muscle piece. Alright, so we have the top part of the leg, the muscle piece, and now we're going to do the main piece. Right, so taking 2 red bands at a time. Why are you being like that? Okay, double loop the red. Double loop down. Down. 2 red there. Again, the middle row is 2 bands. Double loop. Red across like that. And now we'll do all double looped of the fire red on this column. Now I had actually redone these legs about 4 times, so this is like the 50th leg, well not quite, that I've been making. Because the other ones were too big, because then the dragon would end up being a lot bigger than all the other dragons, and the only difference I think is her wing size, so I didn't want to make her legs too big. Alright, double loop the regular red across. Okay, now we're going to take the bottom part of the leg with the foot on it. We're going to take off those yellow bands. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to attach these 2 ends to these 2 pegs. But as I do, I'm going to take off the tying band. So you want to do this very carefully. So I'm going to go through the loops of the fire red, all 4. And make sure you go through the loops and not between them, because a lot of people end up going the wrong direction and then it falls apart. Pull the black band off. If you did it correctly, the loops will be around the hook. Wrap them around this peg and push down as far as you can because we don't want them to lift off. And you want to carefully go through these loops. Pull off this band and wrap these loops around this peg. And what I did was I kind of pushed the leg in behind this peg so that it's not in the way. We're going to lift off the top 2 loops of each set, and we're going to double loop a red band and put it across those 2 pegs. If you don't do that, there's going to be a hole there, and I'm going to put another one across these 2. Then we will replace those loops there. And what I'm going to do here is I'm just going to dig down and I'm going to loop up the fire red. So I didn't loop this guy that I just put on because that's a horizontal band, so we don't loop that. Alright, now we're going to attach the muscle piece. So take that muscle piece, turn it so it's upside down so the stripes are at the bottom, go through the corner cap end, the red loops. Wrap those red loops around this peg, and then loop up this guy. Lift the muscle piece up, and what we're going to do is we're going to turn it upside down and we're going to find the corner set of the red here. The red that's right next to that cap band there. And turn the muscle so it's facing the right way and wrap that corner set around this peg here. Then we wrap, or we loop the, oops, loop the diagonals there. And then we go up the middle set. We can go up the middle set all the way to there and stop. Alright, I'm going to release the bottom set. Just the bottom. Okay. Now I'm going to go through the next corner set of the red on that side, wrap it around there, and loop up. Okay. Same thing on this side. And release the next set at the bottom. Next corner set wrapped around, loop up. Same thing there. Loop up, release the next set in line. Wrap around, loop. Release. Alright, so here we're going to attach the two ends here, all 4 loops. 2 ends of the muscle get attached there. Alright, and tie off with a new color. Again, I'll do black. And we can pull off the yellow tying bands. So if you did it correctly, it's kind of bending a little bit. See that? This is her elbow here because her leg bends. Okay. So what you'll want to do is you want to go back to the beginning of the leg and make a second one. Second front leg that's the same, but it's actually symmetrical. See? The muscle pieces and the stripes are on opposite sides and the feet are in opposite directions. So what you can do is you can technically put your computer or iPad or whatever you're using in front of a mirror and do it the way you see in the mirror. That might be helpful. Unless you know symmetry by heart and how to do it. Alright, so you'll have your top of your head and your 2 front legs. And now we will do our back leg, which is not much different or harder than the front leg. Alright, so double loop a red. Again, and again. Now we'll take 2 of the fire red here, double loop a fire red, 2 fire red here, 2 fire red there, double loop fire red coming back in, and again fire red like that. Okay, take a regular red band, wrap it around, creating 4 loops. Then we'll double loop our regular red to create our horizontals. Alright, now as we loop up, again we're going to attach the orange stripes. Alright, so I'm going to take one, wrap it around, creating 3 loops on the hook. pull it on. Go back through the 3 loops. Stubborn they are. Okay. Then I can loop up this guy. And this guy, we'll pull the 3 loops on. Go back through them. Pull this guy through them. One more stripe. If you only want 3 on the bottom portion like you did in the front leg, that's fine. Just loop up the final 2 sets. Okay. Tie off with my yellow bands. Muscle for the bottom part of the back leg right there. All right. Double loop a regular red. Right there, we're going to go down 5 times with the double looped regular red. 2, 3, 4, 5. We'll take the fire red. Go down 4 times with 2 at a time. 2. Oh, actually, no, go down 2 times. Then we'll double loop 1 to go outward. Then we'll take 2 here, 2 here, double loop here, and double loop fire red there. Alright, take your regular red, do your horizontals. Okay, so now we're going to do our foot for the back, and it's pretty much the same as the front foot, but we're just adding 1 extra set of brown to make it a bit longer when we do the palm of the foot. Okay, so we're going to start with the thumb. I'm going to move this aside. Start with the thumb. 4, 5. Nail color wrapped around, creating 5 loops. Double loop the nail color. Pull it on, reclean. Then I'll do the brown, double looped twice. So there's 1, there's 2. Alright, so here's my thumb. I'm going to push that down, and it's okay if it goes onto the thick part of the hook, that's fine. Our pointer finger, again, is the same as the thumb. Okay, we'll push that down. Middle finger is, again, 1 length longer than the pointer finger. So the claw is the same. 2, and then one more. 3. Okay, ring finger. It's the same as the middle finger. Okay, push down, and then the pinky is the same as the thumb and the pointer finger. Okay, so again, what I'm going to do here is I'm going to double loop around, and I'm going to pull the 4 toes here, 2, 3, 4 onto the double loop. The thumb I can move down a little bit now. Okay, so all the toes are on the double loop band. Push them down on the hook. Use your finger or another hook to hold the other end while you take your 3 brown bands wrapped around, creating 3 loops on the hook, claiming the other end like that, taking 3 bands, pulling those bands onto the 3 and reclaiming. Again, the thumb is still hanging by itself there. Another 3. Through there, reclaim, and then we're going to take 3 more, and as we take those 3, we'll pull the thumb and the palm onto it. So palm and thumb. Reclaim there. Yep, and we'll take a black band or whatever color, doesn't matter. Actually, no, we're going to attach it right now. We will attach that right now. Okay, attach it right onto here with the thumb facing down. Okay, make sure all 6 loops are on there. And now we're going to take the muscle piece, like we did with the front leg, turn it so the stripes are facing down. Okay, go through the cap band of the red, wrap it around there. We're going to dig down to grab those diagonal fire red bands. Okay, dig down to grab the red bands there. Okay, bring the muscle up. Again, wrap the corner of the fire red there. Loop diagonally there, and then go up twice here. Okay, and we'll wrap the corner of the first set of red around this guy, and we'll loop up. We'll wrap the next set around this guy, loop up. We're going to lift off there. Corner of the fire red around this guy. Lift off one set from the bottom. Corner set here. Loop up. Same thing here. one's tricky to find. Oh, this is because we have 4 loops here. 4 loops here. The bottom sets are all wrapped around there. Loop up, and then we'll release the next column, and then we will attach the 2 ends to here. Make sure you go through the loops and not between them when you attach them around. And again, I'll use black, a different color to tie off. Take off the yellow. Okay. So this is the bottom part of the back leg. So now we'll do the top part of the back leg. Okay. The top part is a little easier. We're going to take the fire red, we're going to go down, this is the muscle piece, we're going to go down 5 times. Two bands at a time. We'll take the regular red, do the same over here. And then we're going to double loop the fire red on this side. Okay, double looped fire red to the middle here, and then I double looped regular red between these 2. And we're going to take a fire red. Hold on, let me just check what I did here. Actually, no, this one is also a fire red here. Double loop a fire red right here. And we're going to wrap, creating 4 loops. Fire red. Right in the middle, cap band. Okay, a regular red, we're gonna double loop to make our horizontals. Then we'll dig down and loop across that guy and across the other way. And then I'm going to loop all the way up the back row here, the double looped fire red row. Alright, now we'll take we're going to make our stripes. So taking one of those orange bands, wrap it around, creating 3 loops on your hook. Do that 3 more times. And we could just loop up the final set. Okay, we're going to use whatever color. I'll use yellow again. This is our muscle piece for the back leg. Okay. Alright, we're going to take our fire red, we're going to go down 7 times, 2 at a time, right in the middle. 1, 2, 3, okay, our regular red, 2 at a time, again. Diagonal here. And then our fire red double looped on this side. Okay, regular red double looped horizontals. Okay, now we're going to attach our bottom part of the leg to these 2 pegs. Okay. And again, like we did with the front leg, we're going to have to take off the tying bands as we do it. Okay, so go through the 4 loops of the fire red. That will go around this peg here. And go through the 4 loops of the regular red. Those will go around this peg. Okay, lift up the top 2 loops of each set. Take a regular red band, double loop it diagonally right there, and another one double looped across the sets. I'm going to reattach those loops over the pegs. Okay. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to loop this diagonal guy up, and we're going to loop this guy up. Okay, so we're looped up to these 3 pegs, which is where we're going to attach our muscle piece. Okay, so flip your muscle piece so the stripes are facing down, go through that cap band, fire red cap band. We're going to wrap that right around the middle, right there. After I've done that, I am allowed to loop up the middle column up to the 2nd peg from the top, right there. Okay, lift up your muscle piece, find the corner set of the fire red, wrap it around that peg. You want to very carefully loop up this double looped guy. Alright, go through the other corner of the red set, wrap around that guy, and loop up once. And we'll do it again. So you should pretty much understand muscle attachment, the basics of muscle attachment, to make legs look 3-dimensional. Okay, when it starts to get pretty stretched out where you're afraid the bands are going to break, you're going to want to lift up a couple sets. Not too many though. We could probably do one more here. Oh, hold on a second. Pause. Because pause. One, two, three, 4, 5, 6. Alright, sorry. I think I put an extra set up here that we don't need, I think, unless I did something wrong here. Oh, no, yeah, I did something wrong, but hopefully you did it right. Blech. I think I wrapped the wrong set around this peg. I can't really tell. Oh well. Anyway, you want to have it so that at the end, when you reach this point, you can wrap the 3 ends around that peg there. I think I did something a little funky, but oh well. Hopefully nobody will notice. I think I missed a set, but oh well. Okay, take black band or whatever color. And pull off. Cool, so you have your back leg. Or I don't know what I did. Did something funky, but you can't even tell. So okay, so what you're gonna do is you're gonna take off the yellow bands. So just the black bands are attached. Okay, and that is one back leg, guys. So you need to make the second one the same way. Okay, just make sure it's symmetrical like you did with the front legs. So at the end of this video, you should have your top of your head. Okay, you should have your 2 front legs and your 2 back legs. Okay, guys, I will see you in part 2. Good luck.